Hi everyone, and welcome to the final week in our home yoga practice series. Now this week we are going to put together a lot of the poses that we've been working on for the last 4 weeks and combine them into a really well-rounded sequence. Now I also want to thank everybody who's been following along not only on YouTube this month, but also over on Instagram where we've been posting a brand new photo every day. If you haven't had a chance to check out the first 4 videos or the photos on Instagram, be sure to check out the description box below for all of the links. Today we're going to start with a seated warm-up. So coming to a comfortable seated position, we're going to lengthen our spine, roll our shoulders down away from our ears. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to stretch over to the side. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to stretch over. Now, we're going to just continue going with this at your own pace, matching each movement to your breath. Keep both sits bones rooted on the floor. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears and sit tall. Do one more round at your own speed. Now on our next round, we're going to release our bottom arm to the floor. We're going to hold this stretch, making sure that your bottom shoulder is dropped away from your ear, spiraling our chest open towards the sky. Root both sits bones down. Start to lower your top hand down towards the floor, stopping when it's about a foot above the floor. You're going to reach out through those fingertips, and you should start to feel a good stretch through your neck. And you can move your neck here, tilting your chin to find a spot that feels really good. You may need to move it around a little bit more to work out some tension. And the more you reach through those bottom fingertips, the deeper the stretch in your neck will be. Breathe here for one more breath. Slowly come back to center. And then with our opposite arm, just help your head up back to center. You're gonna inhale up, extend over to the other side, drop that bottom shoulder down, reach out through your top fingertips, spiral your chest open, root down through both sits bones, then drop that top arm until it's about a foot off the ground, extend through those bottom fingertips, and reach until you find the spot in your neck that allows for the maximum stretch. One more round, in through the nose. Fully exhale, emptying your stomach. Come back up to center and use your hand to gently return your head to center. You go inhale up. Exhale, twisting. One hand to your knee, opposite hand behind you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and twist. One more time on each side. Inhale up. Exhale and twist. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, twisting. Coming back to center, both hands on your knees. We're gonna inhale up towards the sky. Open your chest. Exhale, round in, looking towards your belly button. Inhale to reach up, exhale to round in. Inhale, expand your chest, open your heart. Exhale, round in. Inhale, back to center. Transition onto our hands and knees for cat-cow pose. We're gonna do a few rounds of cat-cow here. Wrists directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Inhale to look up. Exhale to curl in. Inhale to round up. Exhale, curl in. One more here, inhale. Exhale. Come to a flat spine. Inhale your right arm out in front of you, left leg behind you, trying to keep your shoulders in line, hips in line, but extending and lifting that leg high. The more engaged you keep that leg, the easier it will be to lift it, the lighter it will feel. Hold for 1 breath. And exhale. Reach back, find your foot with your hand. And once you have a hold on that, we're gonna inhale to kick into your hand, open your chest, a gentle back bend here. Kicking a little bit higher. And then exhaling, be gentle as you exhale. Reach out and release. Continuing on the other side, extending your right leg behind you. Left arm lifts up, trying to keep shoulders level, hips level. Reach through your fingers, extend through your toes, and then reach back. Find your foot. Once you have a good hold, we're gonna kick, open through the chest, gentle back bend. This challenges your balance. Your core will turn on. We're using a lot of different muscles here. 1 more breath. And exhale, extend gently out and back down. From here, walk your hands out slightly. You can walk your knees back a little bit. We're gonna push back and up into our first downward facing dog. Stretch your legs out here. Move 1 foot back and then the other, extending the ankles towards the mat. Exhale, look up towards the top of the mat. Step up, halfway lift. Exhale, release. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Reach all the way up. Hands to your heart. We're gonna reset for 1 standing pose here. Inhaling up, interlace your fingers, pointer finger is released, cross your thumbs. Arms back with your ears, shoulders are dropped. Stand tall, tuck your tailbone in slightly. You're gonna push your hips forward slightly. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, over to the right side. We're gonna try to move our left hip forward, scoop our right shoulder under, push through our hips to come down a little bit deeper. Breathe. Inhale, come back up to center. Reset here. Inhale. Make sure your palms are together. Exhale, release. This time, right hip forward, left shoulder scoops under. We push through our hips. Legs are strong here, creating a half moon shape with your body. Come down a little bit deeper. Inhale, come back up. Release and come back to the top of your mat. Big toes together, heels slightly apart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back, high plank, lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna do 2 breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the open mouth. Step the right foot forward, coming into a runner's lunge. Drop that left knee down, untuck your toes, and we're gonna come into this, really relaxing into that hip, allowing it to open up. Bring our hands onto our knee. You can either stay here, or to move a little bit deeper, you can bend your back knee, grab onto your foot with your hand, start to open up the chest a little bit more. Breathe here. Sink into that hip. Release. Drop your hands down to the floor. We're gonna lift up our back knee. And if you're ready, we're gonna do a fun little pose here where we're gonna do a hop switch and just switch into the other leg. Drop your knee down, untuck your toes, settle into the pose first, and then lifting up onto your knee. Again, option to stay here or move a little bit deeper, reach back for the back leg, find that foot, and then sink into your front hip, extending and opening through your chest. shoulders back. Breathe here. One more inhale. Exhale. Release your foot down. Release your hands down. Tuck your toes. Lift your back foot. Step up to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step back. And lower. Inhale. Exhale. 2 breaths in downward facing dog. On the end of your exhale, step your right foot forward. Stay lifted on your back leg. We're gonna lift all the way up into crescent lunge. Keeping your front knee bent, knee directly above your ankle, hips facing forward. Interlace your hands behind your back at the base of your spine. We're gonna open our shoulders, extend through the arms. Now make sure to keep your tailbone tucked here. So even though we're going into a little bit of a back bend and a hip opener, we're not gonna flare the ribs out. We're gonna keep them tucked and just gently move into this pose. Bend a little bit deeper. Extend through the arms. And release. Come back down onto the mat. We're just going to hop switch here. And lift up. Interlacing our fingers behind our back, extend through your arms. Keep your back leg strong. Keep your bottom ribs tucked. Look up and breathe. You can bend a little bit deeper with each breath. Release your hands. Exhale to the mat. We're gonna step our back foot up. Halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Come to the center of your mat. We're gonna move into some standing poses. We're gonna start with tree today, a little bit of a different variation than you may be used to. So standing on your left leg, strengthen that leg, lock your knee. We're gonna lift our right foot up. We're gonna lift it right into our hip crease. You wanna bring it right up into basically the center line of your body. Now, if you're feeling some hesitation from your knee, don't worry, you can bring this foot down as much as you need to. But if you feel comfortable, you can bring it right up into that hip crease. You're gonna push your hips forward, trying to keep your hips in line, shoulders in line. The goal is to open our hip here, and one day have our knee right back in line with our opposite knee. From here, roll your shoulders down your back, tuck your tailbone, engage your core. You can bring one hand to the center, and if your foot can stay there without slipping, bring your other hand to the center. Now, if this foot slips, don't worry, you can leave your hand there supporting it. We're gonna hold this for 3 breaths. And don't worry if you sway a little bit. Make sure your knee stays engaged, locked. 1 more breath. And release. Coming out the exact same way you came in, being gentle on your knee and your leg as you release. We're gonna switch to the other side. So engaging our right leg nice and strong here. Feel all your leg muscles turn on. See, you know when you feel a dimple basically come in above your knee? That's what we wanna feel here. So engage through your leg, lift up your left foot, bring it up into your hip crease. Bottom of your foot is facing up. Hold on to that foot while you push your hips forward, tuck your core turns on, hips are level, shoulders are level. 1 hand up to the center, and if you can stay without slipping, other hand comes up to the center. Now, when you release this other hand, if you sway back, you're gonna go back to holding this foot. If you can keep your core engaged and your hips pushing forward, we can release both hands. 3 breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. Embrace the shaking. Don't worry if you sway back and forth. Balance is different every day of the week. 1 more breath in. Ooh, see? Exhale. and release, coming out the exact same way we came in. We're gonna shake it out a little bit and shake out your hips here. We'll move into eagle pose. Inhale your arms up. Identify left and right arms. Swing your right arm under your left, cross at the elbows. Cross again at the wrists. Now, if this is not attainable, don't worry. You can grab onto opposite elbows, or opposite shoulders, sorry. Interlace your hands. We're gonna sit down into our hips. Bring our right leg high up over our left. Stay seated and twist once, and if you can, twist twice. Sit down into your hips. Weight is in your heel. Bring your elbows up and hold. And if you want a bit of a deeper stretch in your shoulders, you can move your hands away from your face. Breathe deeply, sit a little bit deeper. And then inhale, unwind everything. Moving into the other side, we're gonna swing our left arm underneath our right, cross the elbows, cross at the wrist, sit deep into your hips, left leg high up over right, twist once. If you can, twist twice. Sit down a little bit deeper, elbows up, and if you want to move deeper into your shoulders, hands come away from the face. Keeping your weight in your heel. One more breath in, exhale, and inhale to unwind everything. Bring your hands back to your heart. Take one round of breath, in through the nose, out through the nose. Inhale your left arm up, coming into dancer. Right arm comes down beside your body, grabbing your foot from the inside, bringing your knees together, and then inhaling up and exhaling to kick. And as you kick, you're gonna slightly come forward. Now, we wanna keep our hips in line, so the goal is not to bring our hip out to the side, but instead to come down more slowly, a little bit more gradually. And it doesn't matter how deep you go here. We wanna keep our hips in line as we kick. And then release. Just a really, really gentle dancer pose here. Inhale, right arm up. Left arm grabs your foot from the inside. Reach up, bring your knees together, and kick. Again, a really gentle back bend here, so we don't need to move too deep into this pose. We're just warming up our back. Inhale, come back up to center, and release. One breath in overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Step back up to the top of your mat. We're gonna come back down onto the floor. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back, high plank. Lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just one breath here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Lower your knees down, coming into hero pose. We're just gonna walk our knees up towards the top of our mat. Starting sitting on your feet here. And then what we're gonna do is actually separate our feet so that our bum can come right down between our feet. Now, if you have any resistance in your knees, just separate them a little bit. Or if this is still too much, you're just gonna stay right up on your feet and just slowly lower back here. If you're ready to go deeper, separate your feet. Heels are staying tucked in. We're gonna roll our shoulders down. Slowly lower, one elbow at a time. Bring your head back. Either stay here, or if you're ready, lower all the way back down onto the mat. Stay here, or again, another option, bring hands overhead, grabbing onto opposite elbows, lifting through the chest, extending the space between your back and the mat. Giving yourself another back bend here. Chin stays tucked in. Settle into the pose. Again, if you feel resistance in your knees, you can widen them. Or if you're feeling really good about your knees, you can start to walk them back closer together. Just ensure that your knees never pop up off the ground. If they pop up, you want to come out of the pose slightly. One more deep breath here. In through the nose, out through the nose. Bring our hands one at a time back to our feet. We're gonna come out of the pose the exact same way we came in. So one elbow at a time, keeping your head back, lift up slowly, and then coming all the way forward up onto our knees. This time we're gonna stand right up on our knees. Your knees are gonna be about 6 inches apart. You can measure that by sticking 2 fists between your knees. Your knees are directly in line with your hips. We're gonna roll our shoulders down away from our ears, place our hands on our lower back, almost as if we're sticking our hands into our back pockets of a pair of jeans. From here, keeping your chin slightly tucked, we're gonna inhale, roll our shoulders back progressively. So once, pushing our hips forward, twice, 3 times. Now you can either stay right here if this feels good for you, or if you're ready to reach all the way back for your heels, you can. Now I need a little bit of extra help in this pose, so I'm actually going to come up onto my toes so that I can reach all the way down to my heels. Your thumbs are on the outside of your heels. You're gonna drop your head back, push your hips forward. Breathe here. When you're ready to come out, bring your hands one by one back onto your hips. Come out the exact same way you came in. Untuck your toes if they've been tucked. Sit back onto your heels. We're gonna switch and go back onto our back. So just scoot your legs out from behind you. We're gonna grab onto our knees and then just slowly roll onto our backs. Bring our knees right into our chest, rolling back and forth. Massaging your low back. And then holding onto your knees, we're gonna separate them, opening them into half happy baby here. Shoulders stay rooted on the mat. And use the gentle traction from your hands and from your arms to pull just slightly on your knees. You can either stay here, or if you're ready to go into full happy baby, you can grab onto the outsides of your feet. You're gonna lift your feet up so that your shins are perpendicular to the mat. Shoulders stay rooted, tailbone stays rooted. You can rock around here a little bit like an actual happy baby. That's where the name of the pose actually comes from. We probably don't look as cute doing it. Releasing the pose, giving yourself another hug. You're gonna roll here, back and forth. We're gonna drop our feet to the mat. This time, bringing our feet wide so they're touching the edge of the mat. Bring our knees in towards each other. And just relax here for a moment in this passive pose. It will release your lower back. Separating your knees, we're just gonna windshield wiper our legs. Again, releasing the lower back, giving a little bit of a massage to your back. Bring your knees back into your chest. Give yourself the biggest hug you've had today so far. And then release down onto the mat. Legs spread wide, arms away from your body, palms face up. Tongue falls away from the roof of your mouth. Relax the muscles in your face. Let go of any tension you're feeling. If you're still feeling anything left over in your lower back here, you can also just shake out your hips a little bit, move them back and forth. Allow yourself to feel all of the benefits from the poses that you've done today being absorbed into your body. Stay here for as long as you'd like. When you're ready to finish your practice, Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, reach your hands up overhead. Bring your knees into your chest. Gently rock back and forth. And then sit all the way up. Come facing back towards the front. Sit up tall. Drop your shoulders. Lift your chest. Tuck your chin slightly. Take a moment to thank yourself and appreciate all the hard work you've done today. Namaste. I hope you've enjoyed following along with this series all month long. Now, to stay on track for the rest of the year, be sure to stay consistent. Pick your time you're going to practice yoga every day and stick to it. And secondly, be sure to stay accountable, whether it's by telling your friends or family member that you're practicing at home, or by telling me. Leave your comment in the comment section below. Keep me updated on your progress. I can't wait to hear about it.